7 years ago, while visiting my grandparents, they told me that their next door neighbor's son committed suicide in their house a few days prior. He was about 30, and he had some tough mental health struggles. It was fairly traumatic as he had children in the house who witnessed the event. The children were sent to my grandparents' house for a few hours while ambulance were called and the scene was cleared up. It was clearly horrendous and all involved, and the somber conversation took up most of the afternoon with my grandmother breaking down in tears. My grandmother sadly passed away in between then and now, and my grandfather is now getting on with his life. My mother called me a few weeks ago to tell me that my grandparents' neighbor's son had committed suicide the day before and essentially retold me the entire story down to the children going to my granddad's house while their home was being cleared up. I told her that I knew it had happened years ago. She told me it happened just yesterday. Both utterly confused, I ended the call and was genuinely worried about my mother. She's in her late 50s now, and she was retelling me the old story. So I called my very elderly granddad, who broke down on the phone and was utterly shell-shocked, telling me that he had to look over the children. So I got to thinking that maybe my granddad is having issues with his memory and has retold my mother, and somehow she didn't remember it happened years ago. Wanted to check on my own sanity at this point. I called my daughter and she confirmed with me that I told her that the guy had passed away years ago. It was common knowledge at this point, and I'm sure we had discussed it many times before. We came to this conclusion that my grandfather was accidentally gaslighting my mom. But the freaky thing is that he wasn't. The funeral was the following week. They both attended, and the death was in the local newspaper. My granddad has zero recollection of telling me with my grandmother years ago.